Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because tonight we would like to thank the sponsors first off. We would like to thank Dan Rack Construction. Um, sorry, Dan Rack, Micro Sprint and Cage Kart Wing, sorry. Chad Rack Construction, and also Brody Manning Motorsports. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let's get these drivers fired up. Let's get them ready to rock and roll. Let's go out there and let's see what these drivers have got. Tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, we have Easton Sargeisson. Welcome to the show, Easton.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
Not a problem. So, Easton, let's talk about your racing career. How did you end up in this amazing sport?
It started when I was 7 years old. We got a go-kart from Texas, and we started practicing, and I just got into it, and that's
Okay. So, Easton, when you first got into it, what was it like for you to first get into it?
it was scary at first, but when I kept on practicing, I got better at it, and I had my first race, and I did pretty good on it.
Okay. Okay. So, Easton, how long before the success started coming in as far as, you winning races?
Um, right away.
Right away? So, Easton, how many victories and stuff do you have racked up?
Um, Somewhere around 30 wins.
Very, very cool, very cool. So, Easton, with your racing career, um, where do you hope your racing career takes you?
Um, I wanted to be a weight model driver. Um, and that's really it. Or 410 driver.
Okay. So, Easton, okay, what does an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you?
Um, Having a good cart and having my pit crew ready.
Okay. Okay. So, what's an awesome day at the race shop look like for you?
Um, just having my whole entire family there. Being ready and hanging out with my friends there.
Okay. Who's your friends there?
Paxton Longvine, he's from the 28. Lincoln from 88E, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And that's really it.
So, Easton, so what's some of the big races you have on your calendar that you want to race in this year?
Um, Probably English Creek, Florida, Wisconsin, Illinois.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Easton, with your racing career, um, okay, how does it feel to be a race car driver and win races?
I love being it. It's fun doing it, and hopefully I keep on doing it for my whole entire life.
Very cool, very cool. So, Easton, with your racing career, how do you celebrate your victories?
Um, do some donuts in the infield, and probably get on the wing and
Okay.
celebrate.
So, Easton, who is your racing hero? Who do you look up to as a race car driver?
Um, Probably someone from NASCAR.
Like who?
Oh, Chase Elliott.
Okay. Okay. So, Easton, okay. Do you have a racing nickname?
What?
Do you have a racing nickname?
Mr. Highline.
Mr. What?
Mr. Highline.
Okay. You know what I was going to say, Easton, if you didn't have one, we could call you Mr. Mullet Man. So, Easton, do you have any crazy stories you would like to share with us about your racing career?
Um, Probably going up to English Creek in my QRC, sitting third place until my clutch came off. Um, Probably winning 3 times in a row, nationals and
Okay.
winning
Okay.
6 in a row at Cam.
Okay. So, Easton, with your racing career, okay, who's all on your racing crew?
Um, my dad, my Kyle Sargeisson, my dad. My mom named Jamie Sargeisson. My uncle from Iowa, his name's Kevin Sargeisson, and uh, my friend's dad named Jeremy Longbine and Keith Duffy. That's it.
Okay. And where are you guys from, Easton? Which state are you guys from?
We're from San Antonio,
San
Texas.
Antonio, Texas? Okay. So, Easton, okay. So, Easton, do you work on the car also?
Sometimes, but I must be play around.
Okay. When you're working on the car, what's your favorite job to work on the car?
Probably switching out the gears and helping out my dad.
Okay. So, Easton, what's the story behind your racing number?
Um, I got it from a NASCAR driver, um, Martin Truex Jr.
Okay. So, Easton, you said you were talking about one of the stories that you had in your racing career is the time your clutch went out. So, what happened when your clutch went out?
They tried to start me back up, and I went in the infield. And after all that, my dad went to go give me a hug, and I missed his hug, and I ran off to the trailer because I was super mad. Oh,
Okay.
English Creek
At English Creek?
Nationals, Amen.
Okay. So, Easton, okay. So, Easton, okay. Okay. With this, okay, who do you have for sponsors on your racing car?
We have EK Custom Homes for my dad. The family Wool Company, 20-acre ranch, Wild West Motorplex, JRPW, Sargeson Trucking, Lamar's, Iowa, KS Customs, Lamar, Iowa, and Texas Carts, Supreme, Vinyl Works, and the Velasca fire suits.
Okay. I like your racing shirt, Easton.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the back look like?
A lot of my sponsors on it.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we have a drink right here.
Yep, I've got your mug. I drank out of your mug last night, so yeah. So Easton, okay, in this portion of the show, we like to toss the mic over to our guests, and they can ask us some questions. So if you'd like to ask me some questions, you're more than happy to.
Um, how did you get started?
How did I get started? A guy in Paulina, Iowa, was the one that started this up. His son raced go karts, and he raced dirt modifieds.
That's cool. Um, have you ever drove in a go-kart before?
On an amusement park track, yes.
Um, how long have you been doing it for?
How long have I been doing this? Since 2018.
Um, is it fun doing it?
Yes, it is. Very fun.
What is your most famous person you talk to?
I'll tell you what, Easton, I've talked to a few famous people. Let's see. Jerry Coons Jr. from USAC Midget Cars and Sprint Cars. I've talked to Dave Darland. I've also talked to Shane Stewart, the World of Outlaw Sprint Car driver, and then former NASCAR driver and USAC Sprint Car driver Shane Meal. And then, Easton, I've also talked to a couple other, one semi-famous guy, but then another really famous last name. Semi-famous guy, I talked to Elliot Cox. He drives Formula 3000 Indy type cars for Sarah Fisher Hartman Racing.
That's cool.
And then I've talked to, do you watch Indy cars at all, Easton? Do
What?
you watch Indy cars?
Sometimes.
Okay. I talked to Oliver and Sebastian Weldon. Their dad, Dan Weldon, won two Indianapolis 500s and an IZOD IndyCar championship.
That's cool.
Yeah. So Easton, okay, would you ever consider racing the Indy 500 when you get older?
Probably not. Probably gonna go to late model or NASCAR driver.
Okay. Do you know what happens when you win the Indy 500, Easton?
No.
If you win the Indy 500, Easton, um, if you win the Indy 500, you get it's called the Borg Warner Trophy, which is huge, huge trophy. In my mind, it is anyway. But Easton, if you win the Indy 500, you also get a check separate from your crew. You know how much money you make for that race?
Million?
$3.5 million.
That's crazy.
And then Easton, if you win the Indy 500, Chevy is a big sponsor. Chevrolet is a big sponsor of the Indy 500. You may walk away with either a brand new Corvette or a brand new Camaro out of the deal. What would you think of that?
Um, I would still stick with late model or NASCAR.
Yeah. Do you know how fast your Indy cars go?
Um, 200 miles per hour.
240 miles an hour. And you're sitting less than 6 inches from the ground.
That does not look like my schedule for when I'm a lot more older.
You know what's really cool though, Easton? In the IndyCar drivers' helmets, they have something that you guys really don't have over in your little sprint car deal. Do you know what that is?
You can a headset like wait, you can talk to your pit crew.
Yeah, that, but there's other things too. You know what the other things are?
No,
You got an air conditioner in your helmet.
I need
Wouldn't
more.
that be nice on hot days?
Yeah,
And then you also have a straw that comes into the front part of your helmet, and you can drink ice cold water all day long through that straw.
kind of like F1s.
Yeah, yep. And they have a button on their steering wheel, Easton. And you come in the pits, you hit that button, and it automatically jacks your car up off the ground so your crew can change tires and stuff.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you know how? Okay, Easton. Do you know why Indianapolis is so big? That
Uh,
race
nope.
because 500,000 people go watch that race every year.
That's a lot of people there.
Yeah, and Easton, if you were to ever become an IndyCar driver, um, you get to take part in some of the other things too. You would get to take part in getting to ride in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Indianapolis 500 parade, which you get to ride in your starting spot. You would get to ride it in a convertible in that car down the main drag of Indianapolis and wave at everybody the day before the 500.
That's
And then
cool.
Easton, you get to take part in one of the world's largest autograph sessions. It's 5 to 6 hours long. Could you imagine signing your name for 5 to 6 hours?
No.
Yep. And then also to and from the track, Easton, every day that you're there, because you have to be at Indianapolis for a whole month, you have a police escort to and from the track.
Is it like one of those underground built tracks?
Yeah, you go underground to go inside the track. Yes.
That's I've seen a lot of those tracks.
Yeah. Yep. And Easton, the one question they ask you, one of the big questions they ask you is, what's your favorite type of milk you like to drink? What is your favorite type of milk you like to drink?
Chocolate milk.
Okay. If you were to become an IndyCar driver and race the Indy 500, that's one of the questions they ask you. So you would put down chocolate milk. If you won the Indy 500, you get an ice cold bottle of chocolate milk to drink in Victory Lane.
I like that.
Oh yeah, yes. So Easton, do you have any more questions for me?
Um, that's it.
Okay. So Easton, is there anybody else you would like to thank for helping you get this far with your racing career?
Um, um, oh, Reeve Hickman. He was one of my um coaches from when I was racing on asphalt a long time ago.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you have a racing page that the racing fans can get a hold of you on there, Easton?
Oh, Sargeisson Racing on Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, go hit up Sargeisson Racing on Facebook because Easton would appreciate the fans coming to check him out and to join his fan base over there. So, Easton, thank you very much for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about your racing career. Would you like to have your dad step in for a couple minutes?
Yep.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Great.
So, Mr. Sargeson, what's it like to work with Easton at the track?
He's a handful. I always got to try and run him down and make sure he's ready to go when it's time to get into the cart and head out to the for practice laps or heat or the main race, whatever. So, but he's always out running around. He's not sitting still making friends or working on the cart, doing whatever he's got to do. So it's fun. We have a good time
Oh,
together.
yeah. But at the races, does it ever get stressful for you guys?
Well, we run two or three carts. So we have Jeremy Longbine, his boy Paxton. He runs the other QRC cart we have. So I help him out on
Okay.
there. Then we run two carts. So either we're running Junior 3 or the 125 or the 250. So yeah, we're running at least two carts every place we go to just to kind of get more bang for the buck and more seat time for everything. So yes, it is a little stressful when the car count is low. They turn and burn the laps pretty quick, and yeah, making adjustments, fuel, tires, and everything else, it does get a little stressful at times. But he helps out.
So
We work.
when it comes to his carts, how do you make adjustments on his cart?
Well, honestly, he's a pretty good driver. We have this QRC Shorty, and that's what we started racing in like 2.5, 3 years ago. And honestly, I have not changed the setup on that cart at all. The only thing I do is tire adjustments, and that's from the big tracks to the little tracks, the sandy tracks to the clay. Nothing, and we don't change the darn thing. All we do is just tire pressure adjustments, and he adapts to the track and the cart.
So, what is your favorite type of track to race on, Easton? Do you like a wet track, or a heavy track, or a dusty track?
Um, Whatever works for me, but my favorite's probably wet track because it has more grip on it.
Okay, okay. So, are you guys gonna race out in California eventually, or?
We've talked about it. You have to get a 206 out there to run out there, but we're pretty well getting aged out on down here, so we'll be running the 125 and probably the 250. But we got plans. Maxis is working on a deal to get the wing carts down in Florida around Christmas time, so we're gonna hit that. Trying to work out a deal to head to Millbridge to run a couple races out there, and then obviously we're headed to Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. A couple chances before the national start at the beginning of August.
So, what part of Iowa are you planning on coming up to?
It'll be Millbridge or not Millbridge, sorry. It'll be English Creek. And then Keith Duffy that helps us out a little bit here and there on tuning and all that. He's from Illinois, so we'll go to Sebastian or Viola Boys and race out there. And then we head up about 3 or 4 hours north of there and hit Wisconsin.
Okay. So, one of the tracks, if you come out to Iowa, I suggest you check out is Plus Us.
Okay.
Yeah, because they run this type of stuff over at Plus Us.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
definitely.
saw on Facebook too. I can't remember the name of it all, but a guy is making a brand new, I think it's 1/5 of a track, a pretty big high bank track. I can't remember the name of it all, but when that thing gets up and going, we would like to make a visit up there too. Hopefully it works out.
Oh, yes, definitely, 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 definitely. So, where you guys racing at next?
Well, we're supposed to be racing at ATP, which is in Abilene, Texas. The weather is not showing that much sunshine this weekend. They got about 67% chance of rain. And then we're supposed to be scheduling a test day for Sunday up there. We rented out the track. And then next weekend, we're supposed to be headed to Cam, which is out in Rome, Texas, outside of Dallas. And that's a 2-day show for Friday and Saturday. So that's for next week.
Okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. Well, good luck to you guys the rest of the season. Midpoint of the season, we'd love to have you guys back on here again.
We would love to. And thanks for having us. We got some good things happening this year and next year. So we're pretty excited and we'd love to be back on your show again. Thanks for
So,
having us.
what do you got going into next year? You want to make any announcements or anything?
Well, this year we have a dwarf cars is down here in Texas. There's two leagues. So basically there's 1,000 cc legend or 1,000 cc engine on basically a Legends chassis in a way. And they're starting up a restricted 1,000 cc dwarf car league down here. So we have the guy who's running the shop down here. He's giving us a house cart to run a handful of laps, and it'll be the first time Easton's gonna be driving. It'll be the first time they kind of open up this division, and they're talking about getting this thing going here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So that's a good thing that we got going on. And then really for next year, we'll be concentrating 100% on basically the 250s and maybe dabbling into the 500 series a little bit. So we got some stuff coming down the pipeline.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about Easton's racing career.
Yes, no, we appreciate it. Thanks for having us, and we love to be back.
Yep, not a problem. I'll call you a little bit to thank you in person.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I'll have you guys step out and I'll do a little racing news update and call you.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Easton Sargeisson out of Texas. Good luck to Easton and everything he's got going on in his racing career. If you guys would like to, little racing news update for you there. Congratulations to Chase Elliott for picking up the win last weekend at Texas. Also, congratulations to David Gravel and the number 2 Houston Speedway team for picking up the World Outlaw win last weekend. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, get ready because Indianapolis 500 is just around the corner. They're doing testing at Indianapolis also. Kyle Larson's been out there doing some testing. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys would like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Talk to you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube.